Here's some exciting news for cheese lovers. Take a new look at Coon and you could be an instant cash winner. Buy either 500 gram or 1 kilo packs of Coon and you could be $5, $10 or even $50 richer. There's $28,000 to be won with over 4,000 prizes. And even if you're not an instant winner, you still have a chance to win a big cash prize. So hurry and look for 500 gram and 1 kilo packs of Coon in your supermarket. Take a new look at Coon.
The big name in tasty.
So, the topic of today's TstreeT Uncut, I have a special guest, Big J from Australia. This is the story that I would have knew nothing about if it wasn't brought to my attention, and I do have, I guess, some controversial thoughts. So, we're going to talk about it. We're all about free speech here and saying what you feel. You know, no cupcakes here. So, Big J, now, to start off, I guess we'll start here. Let's start here first because there's a lot to digest. This is from Chris Smith tonight over on Sky News in Australia, and frankly, I agree with him, especially when you understand.
Now, over the past few years, we've never seen a more aggressive movement to cancel our culture, to rename places and products that offend someone. And all the woke presser, which has infiltrated all kinds of sectors, especially the weak and woke boardrooms of this country. But today's news that one of the most iconic brand names in food manufacturing has succumbed to this politically correct pressure is so disappointing. Coon Cheese is about to can its historic name to pacify those woke warriors who say they take offence at a word which to them was the epitome of American racism. Well, what rot that accusation has always been. Coon Cheese was never a brand name based on racist terms. It was never a word plucked from the lexicon of white supremacy in the days of American slavery, although some would think it was. Those connotations were always unfair and totally incorrect. But the truth is often crushed in the pylon of virtue signalling. Coon Cheese was named after cheesemaker Edward William Coon, who patented a cheese ripening process. That's a fact. That was 85 long years ago. And in 1999...
So, where do we begin, Big J? Where do we begin? His name is William Coon. His name is Coon.
Yeah, I don't know because I thought this sort of shit really pisses me off. I mean, that brand has been in this country for decades. No one thought it was offensive when it started.
And now the woke cancel culture came after it. Now, I understand now, looking at it as a black man, now that I'm aware of it, you look at it like, yo, that's kind of like crazy. But if anybody has, is going to think like, be an independent thinker, his name is William Coon. Now, imagine, right? Imagine him as a little boy or whatever. He said, you know what? One day I want to make the best cheese in the world. This is going to be my cheese. I found it, whatever way he's been able to get his own brand of cheese. That was his dream, his childhood. So that man, William Coon, is probably rolling over in his grave. Now, understand that over here in the States, coon is a derogatory term. There's two different versions or uses of the word coon to a black man. One is basically they're calling you, if the children are around, even though we're cussing, I'm going to go ahead and say it. That means they're calling you a nigger, ER. And if a black man calls another black man a coon, that means they're calling him an Uncle Tom or a suck up to the white man. Or what is it? Old-timey term, a house nigger. But when you think about this man, his name is Coon. So somebody somewhere, and this may offend some people, probably some little white girl, somewhere, a white woman, never been through nothing in her life, like, oh, this is offensive to me. His name is Coon. Imagine all the black people that's got to see this. I would have, honestly, if this story, I would have thought like, damn, that's fucked up. His name is Coon. But I would have never been like, oh, why is this cheese on the shelf? I would have more so thought it was funny than like, damn, like what's the origin of a white man named Coon, So I do feel that, this cancel culture shit is going a bit too far. Like that's that man motherfucking dream. It's not his fault he was named Coon.
No, not at all. And didn't we research? Isn't that bloke from Philly?
He's from Philadelphia. William
So there you
Coon,
go.
you were talking about it. William Coon of Coon Cheese is from Philadelphia.
So there you go. They woke culture, dickheads, are bloody screwing one of your own.
From
people.
Philly, William Coon.
Yeah. Now, I mean, that product has been in Australia for decades, as long as I can remember. You know, and I'll be honest, I mean, I didn't know coon was a racial term for a black person until I first watched Forrest Gump when I was about 13, 14 years old. Because when I grew up as a kid, you thought coon, you heard the word coon. Oh, geez. That's. I didn't realise that it was racial because I've never really heard that word used as a racial slur. Oh, well, once in a parody of a comedian called Kevin.
Yeah, it's an American thing. It's an American thing.
Yeah, it's American. As I got older, I got to my teens, I understood that that's what it meant. But you know, when I was a kid, coon was just the cheese you ate at pretty much every party you went to, because there's only like 4 cheese manufacturers in the country, and Coon's the longest standing.
Yeah, I mean,
correct.
It says
bigger.
It says the name is American Edward William Coon, 1871 and 1934, of Philadelphia, who patented a method subsequently known as the cooning process for fast maturation of cheese via high temperature and humidity. So basically, he named the process of making the cheese and the cheese after himself. And it just so happened his name is Coon. That's fucked up. So imagine, like, if he was alive today, like, why did they? I'm sorry. I don't, like, you know, were there mass riots and boycotts of people like, we ain't buying Coon cheese, boo? Like, where did the uproar come from?
No. Actually, what I think it is that now they've changed the name to Cheer, CHER.
Stupid. It sounds dumb.
It does sound dumb, and I can tell you for a fact, I ain't gonna buy that bloody Cheer shit. I'm going to switch over to the other products that are available in Australia, because I don't want to. I had never had a problem, and Coon was a bloody nice cheese. Everyone had it. You know, all people of race and cultures and things. And, you know, I grew up with heaps of Aboriginal friends that ate it. No one gave a shit. It was just cheese.
Just cheese.
And it was just fucking cheese.
See, I can see if it was like, you know, his name is Coon. It's not. I mean, what else more is there to say? His name is Coon. You know, and you know how far does it go?
Well, I mean,
and why did they allow? Why did they not fight back? I'm trying to figure out where did you know the outrage come from? How did it spark?
Oh, who knows? Because I've never. I mean, Coon cheese has always been a very high selling product in Australia. You know, There's been always, I think it's always been the largest retailer of cheese that I can think of, because I said there's only like 4 brands: Coon, Bega, Devondale, and Dairy Farmers, and King Island. There's only about 4 or 5 cheese makers in the country that people actually make, and Coon's at the top of the list. Bega would probably give them a run for their money, but you know, I mean, it's fucking cheese, for God's sake. It's got nothing to do with racial.
Let me pull up this clip you told me to pull up with comedian Stephen K. Amos of Australia. Oh, on Australia.
No, he's an English bloke. He's an English bloke.
Yeah, let me play this real quick. And I do admit, the first thing I did when Big J had told me about it, I said, wait a minute, yeah, what is the origin of that name? Let me go do a little quick Google search, because I can only imagine going to Australia for the first time and seeing, like, what the fuck, Coon cheese? Oh shit, what the hell is that? You know, but I'm not gonna look at it and say, oh no, what the fuck? Without doing any research, oh no, why are you selling this? Get this off the shelves. It's offensive. That's an ignorant, closed-minded way of thinking. I did the research and like, damn, it's crazy. His name is Coon. Boy, if he was only alive today. And there's actresses. For example, I was telling Big J, one of my favorite shows, which is called Fargo. I just rewatched, what was it, season 3?
Yeah, I think you told me that. Yeah, something like that.
I'm pulling it up right now. You have an actress named Carrie Coon.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did tell me about that. Yeah,
I got it pulled up on the screen right now. So is that her? She didn't. You know how some actors and actresses have like stage names. For example, Vin Diesel. That's not his real name. His name is some other shit. She didn't get a stage name. Her name is Carrie Coon. What if she wanted to come out with a Coon line of hair products? Of course, her advisors would tell her, well, wait a minute, you probably don't want to use that name, but still, it's her name. So,
Exactly.
it is true. The cancel culture is going too far with some shit because now we can't have nothing. Somebody's going to
Well,
find something offensive somewhere.
well, as I said to you, like, my eldest girl, when I was a kid, was the nursery rhyme. I don't know if you're familiar with it or not.
You
Baba Black
told
Sheep.
me. Oh,
Yeah, Baba Black Sheep. Have you? Well, yes, sir. Yes, sir. 3 base full. Blah blah blah. People who know it, look it up. By the
they
time
changed
my
Baba
daughters
Black Sheep. They changed Baba
Baba
Black Sheep.
to Baba Rainbow Sheep. Now, people know that the black sheep actually exist because they're the ones with the face that have a black face because their face is black.
Mm.
That exists. Sheep actually exist like that. Probably what the breed is called. I don't know sheep. I know nothing about sheep. So I'm not a sheep farmer. But, well, why not just change it to the actual breed of sheep? I'm sure there's different breeds of sheep out there. If black is offensive, which is not because there actually are black sheep out there. Now it's Baba Rainbow Sheep, or it was. I don't know if it still is. I'll find out when my next daughter goes to kinder next year. So that's just crazy.
And you know what?
It's just ridiculous.
One story here. The headline is iconic Australian racist cheese being rebranded.
Bullshit! It's not racist. Never fucking was.
Here, let me play this 1 minute since we got some time left. Let me play this news report here. It's from Channel 7 News Australia. They put here, let's play. See what
It's
they're
been on
saying.
our shelves since the 1930s, but now the name Coon cheese is about to disappear, labelled as racist. As Chris Marr reports, the cheesemaker says times have changed.
Well, there's been a long-standing argument over the appropriateness of the name Coon cheese, but it seems that the product is about to be rebranded, with its makers saying bringing it into line with current public attitudes and perspectives. The popular Australian cheese product, owned by a Canadian company, has been a dairy mainstay in Australian supermarket shelves, but the name has been labelled racist with its deeply offensive impact when used to describe people of colour. The cheese company has argued, though, that Coon is named after a former American cheesemaker. That has been in dispute. But after more campaigning against the name in the wake of the recent Black Lives Matter protests, it's now seen a change of heart, with the manufacturer announcing it's working on a new brand, a move welcomed by campaigners.
I'm sorry, why is it being disputed? It's clear. It was created by William Coon. His name is Coon. So I'm confused on what now that pisses me off right there, because they're saying like what are they disputing? They're like, no, well, it's being I'm trying to figure out, from the I'm going to do more research. I'm going to do more research.
I mean, they just want to make sure that we know that Coon is a racial term for black people. We know that, right? It barely gets used over here in this country. I can think of maybe one instance when I can think of.
But it's cheese. How did the cheese become racist?
Cheese. I don't. Fuck.
The way it's making, the way from the stories I've seen so far is that they're thinking that some white people, some angry racist somewhere said, you know what, we're gonna make this Coon cheese for the niggers. Ha ha ha! That's what they love, our cheese. Like, where did this come from?
I don't.
But that goes to show, man. People just want to be bitching about anything. Like the world is getting neutered right before our fucking eyes. We can't have nothing. We can't say nothing.
And this is the world
you can't even make jokes about shit anymore.
This is the world that we're leaving to our children. Fuck me. I mean, I know all people of race, creed, and culture in this country. I don't know anyone. Actually, I know everybody that I talk to about is pissed off that they're changing the name. I don't know one.
I'm American, and it's pissed me off. And I'm like, what the fuck y'all doing? This like over here, we would say you're doing too much. It's like, yo, y'all doing way too much. Me and it's like, yo, take a seat. You're doing too much. Like who decided to say, like, and I'm trying to figure out, I'm trying to pinpoint it down, like who was it that picked up this cheese and said, oh no, this is offensive? Who was it? Who? Some snowflake somewhere that said, oh no, that's it. Because I don't hear no black people complaining. Maybe they are now, but they're not. The man's name is William Coon. So you know what? Closing thoughts. I'm literally in shock.
I said, well, this has been a long time coming. I mean, the conversations about changing the name of Coon cheese have been going on for probably, real conversations started about 2012. 12, and everyone just went, "Oh, bullshit! It's his name. Fuck off." But you know, as the last 9 or so years have progressed, you know,
Well, they
other
succeeded.
movements of they succeeded. And what victory did they really win?
Now that if something fails them, you know they can get the name changed.
This could possibly potentially, and I hope it doesn't, actually downgrade, possibly even put that business out, put that manufacturer out of business, because
Very
people
true.
don't want to buy cheese. They want the cheese that they had.
It also was something called
it.
like brand recognition, to where, you know, and it's funny how I learned this shit back in college, to where people may think, oh, this is not the original Coon cheese. This is some old off-brand. They pump, like, what happened to the original? You know, some people, there's going to be people that are going to even say, you know, oh, it doesn't taste the same anymore. You know, and it may be the same cheese. No, tell them the damage that this has done, you know, to that company.
I know a lot of people.
Name changes are for big corporations, big business. That's risky.
It is risky, and I think that the risk of leaving it alone is far less than changing it, because it's going to piss more people off, in my opinion.
And then they could come up with something like Williams cheese or something like, his name is like, you know, why cheer cheese? Like, you're just going to fuck him, fuck what he built, his legacy.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I'm going to do some more research, though. So, you know, this was definitely an interesting topic. And going forward, we're going to be doing, well, I've already been doing videos like this, but we're going to incorporate some more international flair, like getting stories like this from Australia. Like we did one before about the mother, remember?
Yeah, old girl who got arrested for incitement.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything about her. I think, I don't know what's going on for a court case or anything, or whether it's going any further, or maybe that whole thing is, I can't even remember the lady's name, to be honest with you. Maybe that whole thing is completely changed, because, you know, a lot's happened since, you know, that has happened. So, like, you know, I mean, you Americans are trying to impeach Trump again. It's like, Jesus, can't you guys wait a week?
Yeah, but that's a whole different video. So, all right. Until next time, this is TstreeT Controversy with Old Mate Big J. Take your time out.
Stop. Take a second and like the video. I forgot to mention that.
There you go. I was already doing it. Take your time out. You know, like the video, and if you want us to do more content, or if you have any topics that you want us to cover, leave them down below in the comments. Free speech here. You know, of course, we're not always going to agree. We're not always supposed to agree, because if we do, then something's wrong. But here, this is a safe space. You know, if you want, you know, as you know, especially the long-time viewers, we know, like, listen, you can say what you want here, as long as you know you're in certain, you know, parameters, but nonetheless, free speech. And this is a story, despite, you know, the name, I am a black man, and I do say that I feel as though the move was wrong. You know, I'm looking at it from all sides, and it's like, yo, the man's name is Coon. But all right, TstreeT Controversy, Big J, Old Mate Big J. I'm actually going to put his Twitter down below in the description box. Please give him a follow. Give me a follow as well at TstreeT for life. Please subscribe.